Alright, what is up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, we are actually going to be looking at OP-05 for a change. or look back at OP-05, right? Because in the East, they're on OP-06. But over here, for us in the West, we are still, or we just now have gotten to OP-05. So we're going to look at two websites. We're going to look at OnePieceTopDecks.com, which is the one right now. And we're going to look at EggmanEvents.com as well. And just kind of get an idea of what's going on. Ultimately, now all of these, you know, how would you say it, results are only going to be from the last week, right? There's only 20 showings right now, excuse me, on this website. So, you know, we don't have a ton of results in, but at the same time, we really do, right? Because we have an entire format we can look at if we want to for OP-05 over in the East. And another thing, too, for those who are not aware, the West and the East are going to be on the same banned and restricted list for the foreseeable future. We'll have to see what happens, you know, going forward. But currently, we're on the same list. It's just that in the East, they are one set ahead of us in OP-06. So we have a lot of stuff we can look at over here. But we're going to stick to what we can see over in the West. Because typically speaking, the West is a little bit different. So, because think about it, in the East, while they're trying to figure out new decks and see how the format's going to go, the West just gets to take off from that point that the East was left off at. And you guys tell me what y'all think in the comments section below. I actually, it's making it very hard for me to enjoy the current format we're in, because I want to play with the new cards, right? And we've already seen these OP-05 cards now for about 4 months, right? Or what, 5 months? I don't even know, because it's spoiled before over there, and then they get it, and then we have to wait a month, and wait our 3 months to get it. So y'all tell me what y'all think about that. What are y'all's opinions on that? It does hit me the wrong way. You guys can call me complaining about it or whining about it or whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter to me. But I'm just being straight up with you guys. I'm just being completely honest. So anyway, these are the results that are in over here in the West currently, and it's exactly what we would expect. You know, it's exactly what we would already know. A lot of blue and black Sakazuki, a lot of yellow NL, as well as some Katakuri, because as we saw in the East already, Katakuri is pretty good, even if it's running, you know, Big Mom Pirates or a mixture of that and you know, other stuff coming out like it. Because Katakuri is such a generic leader, it will benefit from any good yellow card that comes out, as long as it's, you know, it's not leader locked, obviously, right? So blue black Sakazuki, yellow we have NL and Katakuri, purple we're looking at Luffy, literally the 6,000 power ST10 Luffy, and just purple Luffy from OP-05. And that's about it, guys. We see one Whitebeard pop up here. We got red, yellow, Bello Betty. I don't expect to see much of this. But other than that, you're seeing, you know, an overwhelming amount of, you know, participation and success from Sakazuki, Enel, Katakuri, and Purple Luffy. I would not be surprised to see some red purple Trafalgar Law pop up every now and then. But I do think this is the list to get used to. These are the lists to get used to. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop over to Eggman's website and check these out. If you want to look at any deck in particular, guys, there's too many decks to go over like this. So if you want to check out any deck in particular, go over to OnePieceTopDecks.com for any of these. And for the decks we're about to look at on this site, it's EggmanEvents.com. E-G, not two G's. Not the normal way to spell egg. EggmanEvents.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into this. He's got 3 results up, it looks like. The first one here, actually, I'm sorry, this is not even a list. This just has something. These are some of my favorite decks to play. Okay, so he's got a list of his favorite decks to play from all the stuff coming out in OP-06, or excuse me, OP-05, excuse me, and things you could, you know, mess around with and try out. But now, as for an actual tournament here, this was a 25-player tournament that took place on December 10th. So very recently at the time of me recording this, and at the time of me recording this, it is December 13th, so literally just 3 days ago. And this one is a little bit misleading because you're not going to see any of the, like, You know, you're not seeing any blue and black Sakazuki. And you're not seeing any red, purple Law. You're not seeing really any of the... there's only a few decks that are on here, but I think that might be because people didn't have the full list completed yet of Sakazuki because it was so close to release. But you're seeing Enel, Katakuri, a bunch of Luffys here, Zoro, another Katakuri, and 2 new gates. Okay, but don't worry. This next list is definitely more accurate to what you should be expecting. Okay, so first of all, this list right here, this was a 64-player tournament, 6 rounds of Swiss. This was December 12th, so literally just yesterday at the time of me recording this. And 6-0, first place is Luffy. OP-05, Purple Luffy, or Pluffy. And the way that Eggman's website works is if you want to click on any of these links right here, it'll take you to the actual deck list, which is really cool. Okay, so, I mean, guys, you see the archetype breakdown. I would definitely get used to this with a little bit of change, a little bit of exceptions here and there, like with Ace. But 21 of the 64 were blue-black Sakazuki. That's 33%. That's 1/3 of the tournament, right? Then another 10 of the 64, that's Luffy, Purple Luffy. And then 14 yellow decks right here with Katakuri and Enel. And 4 Bello Betty is surprising. It even had a 2nd place finish. That is very surprising to me. But it was a smaller tournament, so, you know, we'll have to see how this pans out when we get to the bigger ones. But 5-1, going 5-1 as Bello Betty is not bad. You know, that's actually very solid. But first place was Purple Luffy. But anyway, then you have some red, purple Trafalgar Law, and you have some Bello Betty here, and then 3 ST10 Luffy. That is the red and purple Luffy. Very nice. Top 16, you can see right here, it breaks down even a little bit, you know, a little bit closer. Surprisingly, no Enel in the top 16, but then again, there were 9 Katakuris and 5 Enels, so it's almost like there was. So if a yellow deck would have made it to the top 16, it's almost like it was a 50% more chance it'd be Katakuri. You know what I mean? The math was clumsy. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Is this surprising to you? Like I said, it's really hard for me to even speak on OP-05 because we already know it's going to happen. You know, it is a little bit difficult for me to do content on this. But I will be doing content on it, and I'll be probably approaching it from the same method that I always do, or the same, I'll be approaching this from the same direction I always do, and basically, you know, trying out black-yellow Charlotte Linlin, trying out blue-black Rebecca, right, in OP-05, and trying out things like that, just all the stuff you wouldn't typically see. I still do want to play Red Purple Law. That is still a deck that I think is fun and interesting and cool. I still want to play blue and black Sakazuki, but I think it's going to be so overly represented. You know, it is what it is. So, but yeah, you guys give me some feedback in the comment section below. What do y'all think? What do y'all expect to see in OP-05? Is this it? I mean, the only thing that surprises me on this list is the fact that there's no Zoro and that there's no Whitebeard. That's it. That's the only thing that actually surprises me. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's because of the fact that, you know, this was like the first ever set release at a somewhat smaller, a pretty big tournament, 64 players, but a slightly smaller tournament than what we'd see on like a major tournament page. So, but yeah, that's I don't want to spend too much time on this, guys, because like I said, I think this is all as expected, nothing too special here. The Bello Betty was pretty wild seeing that. I did not expect to see that at 2nd place, but again, you just never know who's at these tournaments. This is just some Eggman events type of tournament, you know. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. It's no insult. It's just we have no idea. So I'm just going to say it. I think that blue black Sakazuki and purple Luffy will be very dominant, and one of the few decks that will keep that in check will be Katakuri and now. Red Purple Law. No, I actually think Red Purple Luffy is going to fall off, and I think it's just going to be Purple Luffy. And then you have Red Purple Law, NL, Katakuri, and maybe Whitebeard and Zoro kind of bullying the format. And again, that's just my own personal opinion. All right, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you got any comments or questions or suggestions in the comment section below, please put them there. And please don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not already. And until next time, guys, peace.